Yeah, hi peeps, it's Tersse on the old squat box once again, and yeah, I suppose you'd say this is a continuation of politics, but it's more a socio-economic sort of rant, not rant, but video. Yeah, so it's about climate change. I'm sure this is going to get all the fucking crazy climate change deniers all up in arms. That CCC, the ICC said, global warming isn't happening as fast as they said it was going to happen, and now that they've reduced their temperatures by about 2 degrees, everything's going to be fine, it's great, everything's going to, we're not going to die, and it's like, well, that's not what the fucking climate scientists are actually saying. And if you listen to this prick, the guy who used to be the CEO of Northern Rock, which was a bank that crashed because they had a total fucking unfathomable idea about fucking, risk taking and investing their savers' money into fucking horrible schemes, you know what I mean? That they just didn't do the proper risk assessment on it. They took you hear on it, tiny little risk, we'll go with that, This huge big giant risk at the end there that people say might happen, we'll just hope it doesn't happen, and we'll just go with this small tiny bit of risk that we've got here, and we'll put all our money into that, And that's what people with climate change are saying now, I mean, do you remember when we were saying that, it's going to rise by 1.1 to 6.2 degrees over the next century, and they'll say, that's ridiculous, it could never rise by that amount, So now that we're saying it's maybe going to rise by 0.3 to 4.6 degrees over the next century, they're saying, that's a more reasonable assessment, but it's still possible that it rises by 4.6. And then you hear this prick saying, it's probably only going to rise by 2 degrees, and that's going to make, the world like, a beautiful place to live in. It's going to give us longer growing periods, this 4.6 is never going to happen, the 1.1 is never going to happen, but the 0.3 to maybe 2 degrees, well, we believe that might happen, because it suits our judgment and our, our economy and the companies I'm invested in. Because if it goes above that, then fucking hell, my whole view of the world is fucked, you know what I mean? We are going to be fucked, so I can't believe that. I can't believe it's going to rise above 2 degrees, so, yeah, I think it's going to just only rise 2 degrees, and we're going to have wonderful summers. Beautiful summers with everything growing, and we're all going to have, millions of apples and strawberries, and, fantastic fucking, summers to go and, bask on the beach in the glow of the sun, and have wonderful holidays, yeah. Now that's the way to look at it. Yeah, that's a ticket, that's what this prick is saying. He doesn't understand that it possibly could rise by 4.6 degrees. Totally just, no, it's never going to go above 2 degrees. A 2 degrees rise, that's fantastic over the next century. Yeah, fantastic. 70 years, yeah. My grandkids, I'm sure they'll be living in a bubble that I built for them with my millions of pounds I've made out of fucking the rest of the world over, That's what he's saying, you know what I mean? Complete prick, What you've got to realise is, no matter where they reduced the estimated temperature rise, they're not saying there's no temperature rise. He even admits it, Since the 1950s, half of the fucking temperature rise in the globe is due to man's increase in CO2 in the atmosphere. He admits it, but he's not willing to admit that it might be a catastrophic fucking calamity in 70 fucking years. It's like, well, it might be, but I don't believe it. Because I don't want to believe it. It's this Republican fucking frame of mind, if it's going to be bad for me, I don't want to believe it. I don't believe bad things happen. You know what I mean? It's only God that punishes people. Mankind get no control over the fucking world, And yet you actually hear the reason that this temperature rise, and they talk about land temperatures and wind temperatures, you know what I mean? They talk about what happens in the atmosphere, right? The reason that they've changed and reduced the temperature rise in the atmosphere is because the sea is soaking the heat up. the water of the sea is warming up. And do you know what? If you get a 2 degrees rise in temperature in the ocean, about 90% of the fish that we catch and eat out of the ocean is going to die. 90 fucking percent. All you're going to have living in the ocean is those really deep, ugly fucking fish that nobody wants to eat. You know what I mean? Who the fuck wants to be eating fucking slimy fucking, you know those slimy fucking things that people pick out of the ocean? Who the fuck wants to be eating that fucking, hagfish? Who the fuck wants to be buying hagfish at the local fucking, fish market? I don't want to eat hagfish. I want to eat cod and fucking ling. You know what I mean? I want to eat tuna. They're going to be dead if the fucking sea rises to another 2 degrees. You know what I mean? Are you fucking kidding me? And that's where all the heat's going. It's all going into the fucking ocean. If that heats up, man, there'll be no coral. That means there'll be no little shrimps, there'll be no little fucking, eggs coming out of the coral when it spawns. That means there's nothing for the whales to eat. That means there's nothing for the fish to eat. The small fish. That means there's nothing for the big fish to eat. That means there's no big fish for us to fucking eat. You know what I mean? Are you crazy? Are you fucking mad? Don't you fucking see what's happening? We're destroying the fucking planet. Gradually, surely, that temperature is rising in the ocean, and the ocean is rising as well. And then you say, oh well, we're going to get long growing seasons. Well, I'm sure that's going to be fantastic for the people of India, who are already suffering huge, gigantic fucking floods every fucking year. I'm sure they're going to grow a lot of fucking wheat and corn and rice when the paddy fields and the fucking wheat fields are 3 and 4 and 5 metres under fucking water, you fucking dickhead. You know what I mean? You're going to have 100 million people in the south of fucking India moving to the north of fucking India to get out of the fucking sea. You know what I mean? How the fuck are we going to deal with that shit? We're just not going to be able to deal with that shit. Over the next 70 years, we're going to see hundreds of millions of people unable to live where they've lived for fucking centuries. Because the sea rose and flooded their land. And it's only going to rise by a foot or so. A lot of these places are already fucking 5 and 7 feet under the fucking, the ocean. You know what I mean? The only reason that they are dry is they've got a slightly larger, it's like they're in the dip, and then at the edge of the sea it goes up a wee bit, so it goes up a wee bit at the edge, you know what I mean? But then the sea is right there, and all it needs is a foot or two, a foot or two of the ocean, and it spills over and floods all that fucking land behind. So in 70 years, you're going to have millions and millions of square fucking, miles of, at the moment, fantastic fucking planting fucking ground, for crops and all that. But it's going to be flooded. In 70 years, it's going to be permanently flooded because the sea is rose enough to spill over that fucking natural resin bit of the land at the sea. You know what I mean? Are you fucking crazy, man? But we're just going to take that risk. Oh, we'll just take that risk. It doesn't rise that extra fucking inch. You know what I mean? Doesn't rise that extra 2 or 3 inches. Doesn't rise that extra fucking foot. Fucking retarded motherfucker. Anyway, I'm sure all the fucking, what do you call them, global warming, deniers will say, oh, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. No. The levees in the south of Florida, they're going to hold. Those levees are perfectly good. I mean, they've held up for thousands of years, haven't they? Except for like the last 10 years when they've been overcome by fucking storms and flooded the whole fucking area. But they're just mishaps. It's not going to happen again. Sure, we've fixed those levees and they're going to hold this time. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, definitely. No, I totally trust my government in building my levees. I don't trust them to run my economy. Yes, the Americans, they don't trust their government to do shit. But when it comes to climate denial, it's like, oh no, I totally believe those levees are going to hold. I totally believe that the ocean isn't going to rise and overrun the government levees, you know what I mean? Although the government can't do shit, apparently they can build fucking levees. Well, I'm sure you can just trust your government that you fucking hate and don't trust. I'm sure, totally fucking mental dissonance. I mean, these people are fucking batshit fucking crazy, man. Anyway, it's on your fucking far. I just don't believe anything that these fucking people, deniers say. They deny everything except what they want to believe. Fuck them.